So now if we are done with that, now we can start the elevation drawing of typical floors. But before that, we have a quiz for you. So based on the discussion of ground floor, there will be a quiz. The question is, what is obvious for the level as shown? The h height, what will be the height of h? What is obvious for the height h shown there in the figure? I think by this time you have got the answer. The answer will be B. H must be greater than 5 feet. As we have just discussed that the stair must start, this is the first floor level, the window must start after the mid height of the floor, just because you will go to the half of the floor height using stairs, and then the window will start something beyond above that level. So half of the floor height means 5 feet, and after that, that means h must be, the window starting must be starting from 5 feet above, at least greater than 5 feet above the first floor. That is our concern. It cannot be A, which says h must be less than 4 feet. It cannot be possible, just because if it is less than 4 feet, it is not possible, just because mid height is up to 5 feet. So if we restrict this must start less than 4 feet, it is not at all possible. And C, h must not be greater than 6 feet. It is not also possible. It can be greater than 6 as well. Say for example, the stair window might start from 6.5 feet above the floor level, and in that case it might start half of the floor height is 5 feet, and then keeping further 1.5 feet, that is equals to 6.5 feet, then the window can start, this h can start. So C is also possible. C is also not possible in this regard. And D, h must not be less than 7 feet. That is not also obvious here. It may be less than 7 feet. Say for example, just we have discussed, it may start from 6 feet or 6.5 feet. Anything above 5 feet, it is possible. So that is our answer for this question. So now we will be watching the elevation drawing of typical floors for 4 elevations. So now let's move to typical floors. So for drawing typical floors, we have the typical plan already. So if we start with the south elevation for typical floors, so we see there are 2 verandas and 2 sliding door obviously, and 2 toilet windows are there, and other things being the same. And we will be watching the sunshades of each floor on the elevation view as well, and no other such kind of extended portions to be seen while looking from the south. So go to the south elevation. You'll see this is the south elevation. We have constructed up to first floor, and as we have said earlier that this is up to this level, although the floor will be actually starting from this portion, which is the ceiling of the ground level, and we will be standing over this. So although not there there is possibility to fall down, this 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 slab is actually representing using hidden line, if you want, for our convenience, or also you can omit this thing if we don't want to use these slabs. And this is actually drawn to make the line parallel and to draw this object in the same line. So these are actually the construction lines, the reference lines we say. So from there we draw other objects. So there is no necessity of this, and this is design pattern, you see, so no need of that. However, if we take two reference lines, one is of the ceiling obviously and one is of the floor level of first floor, then we'll have two verandas, two sliding doors, two toilet windows, and we need to draw sunshades as well. So from this level we'll have some extended sunshade portion which we will see, which is not drawn there. So we need to draw sunshade extended portion. And if we ask what will be the extended dimension of those sunshades, so you can take, nowadays sunshades are not so long, but we recommend long sunshades. Previously, if you look at the building constructed before 1990 or 2000 even, we used to take long sunshades, but nowadays there is almost no necessity of sunshade at all, we say, although this is required for our privacy, these sunshades. However, we recommend you should take the sunshade length, say 4 inch. Okay, so extend this sunshades up to 4 inch. So now focus on these verandas. Let's zoom it. So to talk about these verandas, this is a kind of veranda. This floor is from starting from here to there, but in veranda you see a shading like sunshade, and this is the sliding door. So this is again the another extended portion you can see here. This extended red portion is also a portion of veranda, and which actually defines the veranda is not taking the full height of the floor. This height is not actually governing. This is the empty portion of the floor in veranda. This thing, this object is extended, and this red portion is extended as usually, and this is the grill. Although this grill, it seems to be not more than 3 feet, but in actual practice in Bangladesh context, there is a huge probability for accident and overturning of the people from there if we use this kind of grills. Okay, however, so you can use this shuttering parallel lines to draw these grills. Okay, and this being the sliding door, you cannot see the portion below this door just because of this obstruction. So this is the sliding door. Also this one is the sliding door. This is the extended portion. We recommend to take it, say 6-inch thickness, and it will be extended as the extension of the veranda. So to make it clear how this veranda actually looks like, we can compare to the typical verandas first. So we see this kind of veranda. Sorry, typical veranda be like this one. So there will be some extended portion and some grills over there, and there are free portions there, full height, and then next story starts. So this is typical veranda. Or we can give example of this where full height has been taken beyond the door height. This is 7 feet and this is almost 10 feet. So this is full height veranda. But this veranda is not like that. If it were so, then there would be no such kind of, you know what, there would be no such kind of extended portions, you can see. So this veranda and these empty portions are left. So this veranda is actually representing this kind of veranda. As you can see that there is a veranda, there is the extended portion up to the door height, and beyond that this portion is left blank. Then next veranda starts. Although the grill is not as like this is just raised up to 3 feet in our case. So however, this is all similar to this veranda which is given there. Let's zoom in further. So I have said that these lines are nothing but the reference lines. So we can also use hidden lines for this if we want to show the slabs. Otherwise we can use construction lines for these reference lines. And this is nothing but the design pattern you can draw. What is this? This is a toilet window. As I have discussed in the last class, that the toilet window, whatever the window is, all the windows unless the stair window will start from the 7 feet above, and it will go below according to the dimension of the window. So if we use a toilet window of, say for example, 2 feet by 1 feet height, then it will start from the same level as all the doors and window do, and then go below 1 feet as depth, and will take 2 feet as width. And from where to start? If you want to know the actual dimension, the distance from where it will be started, and this will be started, or if I ask about where from this will be started, this will be started, you will have to go to the typical plan and calculate this dimension from the exterior edge. This dimension will give you this dimension actually, or this dimension, whatever you say. Or if I say this dimension will give you this distance, so then you can draw easily if you know the door width. So you can take reasonable door width to draw. So in similar manner, the distance of this toilet we can take, let's see this thing, in typical plan. So if we calculate distance from this exterior edge to this portion, it will actually give you the position of this point. So then you can draw the toilet. So that's how you should draw all the components, and this in similar pattern. So we have drawn the south elevation, and typical floor means in each floor. Again, then 10 feet above you will draw the same thing, up to roof. Will come roof later on. So this portion up to this one is our task for typical floor. Then we'll move to the next. So let's see the west elevation. Typical floor of west elevation. So this is west elevation. So let's go to the west elevation. We know this is the west elevation, west view. From this side we can see so one window, then two, one toilet window, one kitchen window, and another bedroom window. So we'll be watching two bedroom window, one drawing window, one toilet window, one kitchen window. Okay, and obviously sunshades over all other windows, but not in the toilet. In the previous south view also we haven't shown any sunshades for toilet windows, however. So let's move to the west elevation. So we don't have any sunshade for this toilet window. And also one thing to be observed, from this west view you can also see the extended portion of verandas of this one and this one as well. So this one is the extended portion, another extended portion, and obviously this extended portion is generally denoted as cantilever. So this one, these two things. This one is actually what we have seen in the south elevation. This portion, it was the extended portion which we can see from this side view. However, and this was the veranda, and this is a portion of shuttering, and this is. So in similar manner we will be drawing these two parallel lines of 6 inch denoting the slab, and the upper one is the floor level of first floor. These are the reference lines drawn to aid the actual drawing. So this line is 3 feet above, I think, or it may be 3 feet 6 inch above from the floor level, but this is obvious that this portion is 7 feet above the floor level. So from starting from this we will move down according to the window dimension. So if it is 4 feet, it will be 3 feet here. If it is 3.5, 3 feet 6 inch from above the window dimension, then it will be 3 feet 6 inch from below again. So based on the dimension, so you can take reasonable values. So one thing, can you notice that this window is smaller, a bit smaller than this tree, just because this was the kitchen window. As you can see from the typical plan, this was the kitchen window. So this is something smaller than the other windows, and obviously the toilet one will be smaller as well. So in each case you will take, these are the sunshades. So sunshades dimensions, you will extend it up to not more than 1 inch, better to take 0.5 inch if possible, and the thickness of this sunshade you can take 4 inch, as we have said earlier, for all these sunshades. Okay, and what about veranda? Let's talk about veranda. What will be this extended portion? What will be this extended portion dimension will be? From typical plan, well, from typical plan we can see this veranda is 3 feet. 3 feet space, and if we add this thickness as well, then we can get additional dimension. So let's say up to this portion it will be 3 feet, and we'll be additionally adding 6 inch, not more than 6 inch or 4 inch we can add to that 3 feet veranda, and this will be the this will be the grill portion of grills, and obviously this cantilever or extended portion above is also extended according to this dimension. If we extend it up to 3 feet plus 6 inch, 3 feet 6 inch, we can also extend it up to 3 feet 6 inch as well. And thickness of this extended portion, as we have said earlier, what we have used for south elevation, and remember we have used this thickness, whatever the thickness we have used. If we have used 6 inch, then we'll be using 6 inch thickness for this as well. So that's how we should proceed, and you see all these are starting from same elevation. So continuing this thing up to roof, we will complete our drawing. Then we'll see roof later on. For east elevation, almost the similar thing. In this case, the kitchen is there, as you can see from east view. So if you see from this portion, first, second from left, you will see the kitchen. This is the kitchen window, and this portion is similar as we have discussed earlier. And what will be this height? This height, what we have taken the height of this one, so we can take this height as 3 feet or 4 feet, whichever we think reasonable. So whatever we use, we'll have to use throughout the drawing. So if it were 4 feet, so it seems like it might be 4 feet, almost 4 feet or 3.5 feet, as this one will be 3 feet 6 inch or 3 feet, whatever say. So making some rational approximation, we will complete this drawing. Then about north elevation, we will again see similar thing. Above the first floor level, this will be the veranda. We'll take reasonable value of this. We can take these points from plan view, Also these points we can get from the plan view. From the plan view, whatever the dimension from this is, we'll take that value here. If not given, then we can assume reasonable values, assuming this window starts from the center. So if we assume this starts from the center, if the window dimension is width is 4 feet, then we'll take from the center 2 feet, 2 feet in each side. Say for east north elevation, so we will be taking the middle portion of this two line. This will be the middle portion of the window, and then we'll be taking 2 feet in each side, based on the dimension width of the window, and height also reasonable value will assume. And sunshade, these sunshades will be again not more than 6 inch, preferably 4 inch, and this extended portion obviously not more than 1 inch, preferably 0.5 inch. So that's how these are the reference lines. This is slab, you can show it as hidden line, or also can omit this if you draw this as construction line or reference line to draw other objects. So these are some extra portions which were used to draw the actual object. So you can keep this line or don't erase this line if you are using this reference line. Obviously draw this with less thickness pencils according to the guidelines, then draw up to this roof floor, then we'll finish it here. So by this time we have drawn all the elevation view up to the roof prior to the roof level. So by this time we have seen the typical floor drawing. So we will be watching, so we will be participating for another quiz now, so please get prepared. Okay, the question is which components are missing from between the first and second, the typical floors, typical stories from this north elevation. So you have a hints there, so please guess quick. So by this time I think you have identified this thing. The answer will be the sunshades of two sides are missing from this north elevation, as we have discussed in the south elevation as well. So you must give this sunshades here. So please try to visualize while drawing. So now we will be going to the next elevation portion, that is roof, the remaining portion, and with this portion we will be ending up to this lecture. Okay, so now let's move to the roof. So if you want to draw a roof, let's start with this south elevation. So by this time we have come up to this roof floor. So now this is well known to every one of us that this is the parapet wall of this height, and this height is 3 feet is defined parapet wall, and so it will obstruct all other views from the roof. And as you know that we don't have any roof plan for us for this particular building, so most of the things we'll have to assume here. So can you see there are two parallel lines and two sets of two parallel lines there? What does it indicate actually? So from our visual inspection we can say, as this is 3 feet and this is 3 feet 4 inch, that means 6 feet 4 inch, and which is probably the 7 feet door. It is indicating the door height up to which the door opening should be there in the roof. And if before that, if any one of you ask me why this extended portion is there, I would like to ask you whether you expect this kind of roof entrance from the last typical story. If not, then you will have to go up into this level using stair. You come up there and you need some exit door to come out to the roof from there. But for that's why you need some extended portion. So however, this is 3 feet 4 inch. So what I think that it will be the door height from this one, and above this, as it is 6 feet 4 inch plus 4 feet, which it generates almost equivalent 10 feet, which indicates it might be another typical story height, and this one might be the rectangular water tank above it. Water tank, we call it overhead water tank. So overhead water tank above it, it might have used the clear height above the door level, then completed the story height, and then the water tank. This is our concern. That's how it is drawn. These are the reference lines, so we not necessarily use these lines, just because in elevation view you might not be able to see this line, but obviously this line you will see. This is the line of parapet wall, and that is lying after that. So as we are focusing on the south elevation, let's go to the south view from the typical plan. So this is south view. So in the topmost roof level you will see a parapet wall in this level, used as obstruction. Then you will have nothing left to see, only the lift portion continued from here up to the stair. The same width is used. So as we don't have any roof plan, we cannot say whether this extended column portion will be seen there or this will be continued up to or we'll see this thing. So that's why in south elevation, if we zoom in further, it will be more appropriate if we use this line and the additional line if it is visible, or if we know that column is extended, continued with this. Sometimes we see that in the upper story levels height, column dimensions are lowered. So if it is eliminated, even then you should see this extended portion from this brick wall beyond this or beyond this. Regarding that, the lift is continued up to the roof level. If it is not, if you think that okay, lift is only continued up to say for example this level and not beyond that, up to the roof level, so no one can go up to the roof using lift. You will have to take stairs for that. Then we can say okay, this portion is only denoting the stair portion. So to clarify this thing further, we will have to see another view which will clarify us whether this lift has been continued up to the roof level or not. So for that, west view might be an evidence. So from this view we can see whether only this portion has been used in elevation or this one as well. So let's go to the west elevation. So in west elevation you can see that yes, there is a portion extended beyond this, so there will be stairs like this, or there will be lift as well in this portion which has been continued up to this, so anyone can come out from the lift or take stair up to this and finally get out into the roof from using this door. So from west view we see there is an extended portion, typical floor. So this door, so from this point of view, this wall is this wall, then this door is this one, and this lift portion has been shown as this one. And again you can see if this was the column continued as it is, then you should see one line, this up to this thickness, then another line, that is you should have seen this column impression like this, then you should see that one, which indicates they are in different levels, but it is not shown like that. So we can assume that this column have converted into this dimension after certain levels, so that we cannot see this extended portion there. So up to full width, lift has been continued to roof as well. Generally we don't use the elevator lift up to roof, just because adding up one more floor would increase the maintenance cost of lift so much. So if it is only used if in regular manner, the dwellers of this building used to go to roof and they have preferences to go there. Otherwise, if you place just one story above, not placing here, if you use your pulleys of lift here, cables, then it will increase cost. It will increase cost up to 20%, we can say. However, so this is not rational, although, however, we are admitting this fact that okay, lift has been continued up to the roof level as well. That's why it is taking the full width here. So another thing, from south elevation we have seen that this was the water tank. If you can remember, this was the water tank, overhead water tank. This portion was up to door, as this is 3 feet and this is 3 feet 4 inch. We have said this is okay, door height, then full width of the floor, then water tank. But what you see here in west elevation, 3 feet, okay, then do you think this height is 3 feet 4 inch? No, not like that, not like that. So this is 3 feet and this should have been 3 feet 4 inch according to the south elevation to get the door up to this level. Rather, we are feeling like if this is 3 feet and this is total 4, 5, 6, 7 feet 4 inch, and almost this one is almost using that height. Or however, if we accept that there are some errors in drawing, then you will draw 3 feet 4 inch to get up to 6 feet 4 inch height to this, then frame using not more than 0.5 inch around this. So however, but what is this dimension beyond that? We have only one compartment shown there, although there are 2 compartments. So actually, which portion is this one? It is very confusing. So generally we see this kind of overhead tank. So if you are on the roof up to this level, this is the 7 feet door level or 6 feet 4 inch, whatever you say. Above this, instantly the water tank starts from there. Or if you think that okay, we should keep the total height free space of there, you can see it from the inside. So after that you will be using overhead tank. That is also okay, it doesn't matter, it is up to you. So if you there are some other factors we don't want to discuss, whether this overhead tank should be kept above or not, or it should be kept instantly above this one. So regardless of this fact, so we are accepting this problem. So okay, you will be drawing 6 feet 4 inch, and after that you will be 6 feet 4 inch from where? From this portion to that. So this only this portion will be 3 feet 4 inch, and after that you will be drawing what? You will be drawing this portion 4 feet plus 2.8 feet all together in this portion. So 2, 8 plus 4 all together, draw this. So it will seem rational here, although it is not shown there, and these are the reference lines, you know. However, so from this point of view you can see that this line has been shown, this dividing line, this is a solid line shown there. So if west view, we see from here west view, in the roof there is a difference, as I have said, in the level of this lift and this stair wall level. So as there are differences, so this line, this difference has been shown with this line, dividing line. That means this plane and that plane is not at the same level, same plane, same vertical plane. So that's why this is shown as it is. So I think you have understood how to draw this rooftop. Now go to the east elevation. The same thing, just you will see this thing in the opposite side, the right side, just because if you see the east elevation, you will see from there, and then you will see this portion in the roof only in your right side, and left side will be left with nothing. So in east elevation you will be watching this portion in the roof, and this is the parapet wall. And in north elevation again you will see the similar thing, only from the close view, of south elevation. If we compare this thing, the only difference is there was an obstruction in the south view, whereas in north view there is no obstruction shown there. This is integrated with parapet wall. Why? Let's go to the typical plan, you will understand. So from this is the north view. From north view you will instantly see this staircase, this stair extended portion. From north view directly you can see integrated with parapet wall. But in south view we have seen the parapet wall obstruction first, and after that in another plan it has started the lift or stair portion. That's why in south view there was an obstruction there, parapet wall. But in north elevation this is integrated with the parapet wall already, this being the overhead tank and this being the roof floor height. So by this time we have completed all the, I think I have covered almost all the portions, objects in elevation part. So that's how you will have to proceed. And by this time we have completed our total elevation drawings, all the 4 elevation drawings. I think I have clarified the major parts, almost all the parts. Now you should understand this, and if you feel any problem, please discuss with us. Okay, before finishing there will be the last quiz of the day for you, so please get prepared for that. Okay, the question is, what is the total height from existing ground level to the tip of the building we have discussed today? The building we have discussed, what is the total height from AGL? That is the question for you, the final quiz. Okay, by this time I think you have got the answer. The answer will be 86 feet. Those who have focused on the drawing should have got the answer, and that was the trick for the day. So please practice yourself elevation plans, and we'll be giving you assignments, or by this time you already have got the assignments. So you should do this. If you face any problems, please contact with us. We'll try to solve the problems accordingly. So thank you. Thanks everyone.